Come on, Rob. One more lap. Keep it together.
What's going on, YouTube? We got more iRacing content for you this week. It's going to be Season 4, Week 5 of the Global MX-5 Cup around Oschersleben on a Grand Prix configuration. This is going to be my 4th race I've done ever on this track. I've done one race prior this night in the MX-5 Cup. It didn't go very well. I had like 13 incident points, got in some unfortunate accidents with some other people. Kind of just ended up running by myself for the rest of the race. Going into this race, at the end of practice, I had realized that I wasn't running the wheel configuration I wanted to, so I changed that and was only able to do 1 or 2 laps with the new wheel configuration. So going into quali, I was a little bit blind on how I was going to be handling with the car. The first lap, I unfortunately spun coming out of Hasselreuter and invalidated that lap. My second lap, I was only able to pull out a 142.438, which was able to get me P5 for the start of the race. P1 pole had ran 140.8, so that was a little bit out of the pace that I had been running prior sessions. I was running around the 141s. I had touched 140, I think, once, but it's kind of seeming that P1 in fighting for the win on this one is going to be a little bit out of my reach, but we're going to try our best to fight as much as we can, get up on the podium. This is going to be my debut race for my banked racing livery that I'm going to try to run for all my cars moving forward. So excited to show it off, excited to see what happens in this race. Let's get to the grid and see what we can make of this P5.
Standing start now. Be ready. Green, green, green.
As the lights go out, we're going to get a little bit better start than the cars around us. We're going to start to gain a little bit on the 11, but the 8's going to start squeezing us all the way to track limits, defending the inside so we can't get the overtake done, which is going to give the 8 car the inside line for the first half of T1. But going side by side through the corner is going to give us the inside line for the second half of T1, which is going to allow us to get the overtake done on the 8 car moving up into P4. As we look at some of the action behind us, we're going to see the 3 car going 3 wide into T1. He's going to be able to get the position on the 2, but Lightning McQueen is going to be able to turn the outside line into the inside line for the second half of turn 1 and retain the position for now. As we cut back to us, we're going to see the 11 take a very ambitious move off the track on the 12 to overtake and move up into P3. In addition to cutting the track, he's going to have a little bit of a door bang with the 12, but they're going to be able to keep going and keep fighting for position as the first lap goes on.
That was a little iffy by the 11 there.
In the moment, I was not impressed by the move by the 11, but I'm going to have bigger things to worry about as my mirrors are full of the 8 going into Hasselreuter. The 8's going to be just far enough back to not make a move as we close the door midway through the corner, building ourselves a little bit of a gap, being able to focus now on the cars ahead.
There's an turn 5.
Oh,
It looks
God.
like Rhoda.
Oh, no.
Right side's clear.
Oh my, I almost died again. Oh my god. The 12 takes a little bit too much speed coming through triple and rams into the 11 as they enter T7. As they spin, I'm going to make a split-second decision to use the outside to take avoiding action instead of the inside, which turns out to be the right decision as the 8 attempts to use the inside line and is going to get rammed by the 1, and the 1, not holding his brakes, is nearly going to clip us, but as we escape clean into P2, it's going to be a 3 car behind that's the next biggest winner as he uses the grass to avoid the incident and move up into P3, 2.6 seconds behind us.
Yeah, sick is right.
Well, P2.
It's one way to get it. I think P1 was like a 140, but we'll see. We'll see how everyone stacks up. Who got there behind us?
Elaborating on my thoughts in the moment, I knew that P1 had qualified with a 140 lap time, which I had touched in previous practice sessions, but not a lot, and it was running more consistently in the 141 range. So I had my doubts if I was going to be able to catch him and was thinking more about defending P2 from the cars behind, but I was unsure of what their pace was going to be, and was just really going to have to see how the race was going to play out and how the cars behind me were going to end up with pace, and if I was really going to have to do some hard defending, or if I was just going to be running the rest of the race by myself in P2.
Nice one, Rob. This is great. Come on, keep nailing those exits. P2.
We're going to cut ahead now to the end of lap 2, coming to the start of lap 3 here. P1 has now opened up the gap to 4.5 seconds, as P3 slowly starts to catch and has brought the gap down now to 1.9 seconds.
It's struggling.
P2.
Just take a deep breath.
As the pressure from P3 behind builds, we're going to have the number 10 car coming out of the pits in front of us, a lap down after the lap 1 incident, and we're going to have to get past him as quick as possible to make sure we don't lose any more time to P3 behind, who just ran a purple lap.
Car right. clear right.
We're just going to get away with the 0x as we get around the 10 car. It's not going to be the cleanest, but it's going to be fast. And we're not going to lose that much time to the 3 car behind. So now we got to focus on hitting all our marks because the whole entire race is about to change as the 7 car loses the rear end going into turn 7. He's going to be able to save it enough to not go fully around, just going on the infield grass, which is going to make him lose his 4.6 second lead. But it's not going to be enough for him to surrender the lead to us, but that's going to put us right on his rear bumper.
Stay between the lines, please, Rob.
This just got interesting. I'm in the middle of 2 cars that are definitely faster than me, so if there's one thing that's going to make me faster, it's faster cars around me pushing me. So in the moment, I know myself here. I know that my fastest pace is race pace when I'm around other people that are pushing very, very, very hard. All my fastest laps come in race when I'm in these battles. Despite the gap that the 7 had at the start of the race, that's now all gone, and we're able to keep with him. We're staying right on his tailpipe, and this race is a long way from over, and we still got a chance to get this win. As we go on the shell curve, I'm going to be a little bit thrown off by the 7's braking here into the corner, which is going to send me right up on his bumper and take the corner a little bit wide. It's going to give the 3 car behind the opportunity to close that gap to me, as 7's going to have the opportunity to open up the gap a little bit. But as the 7 exits I'm on curve, he's going to run just wide into the dirt, not letting him open up the gap, which is going to make this be a 3 car battle for the lead even more. Oh god, he's going to get so dicey. We're going to take a bad line through Zeppelin corner, making us run a little bit wide on corner exit, as the 3 gets it perfect and is going to get a great run down the front stretch and is going to drop us back to P3, but we are not out of this fight just yet.
Right side's clear, P3. Car right, clear right.
Really intense. As we all stay very, very close to each other throughout the lap, 3 cars going to peep just a little bit into the inside of the 7, going into shell corner. Not enough room there to go for a lunge, but getting in the mirrors of the 7, just trying to get him a little bit offline and try to get him to make a mistake as we sit behind them looking for them to make a mistake so we can pounce on it and gain a position, or hopefully 2. As we exit Zeppelin curve, the 3 cars in to get another fantastic line. This was his best corner all race, and he gets another great exit to get the run on the 7 down the front stretch. And as we cross the start-finish line, my statement of being pushed by other people is going to be proven true as I run a 1 minute 40.8. I have the speed to keep the leaders. We just have to capitalize on their mistakes. And just like that, the leaders make a giant mistake as the 3 car and the 7 car come together going into T1, handing us the lead. As we take a look at the incident between the 7 car and the 3 car going into turn 1, I'm going to place the fault of the incident on the 7 car, as since the 7 car is on the inside line for the first half of the corner, he should be on the outside line for the second half of the corner. But if we look how his car is pointed, his car appears to be pointed directly at the apex, leaving no room for the 3 on his right. The 7 should have had a slower approach into the corner, allowing him to get over to the left and take the outside line for that second half of the corner and give the space to the 3 on the inside for the second half of the corner. However, the fault isn't entirely on either the 7 or the 3. Netcode plays a role in this incident as the cars actually do not make contact. However, I think even without netcode, the 7 still would have ran deep into the 3 and spun, but despite the incident, the 3 is still going to be able to run close to us and still be within a second of us. I know he's fast. We're going to be coming to 2 laps to go. We're going to really have to fight hard to defend against the 3 and really earn this victory. Oh my god. This is going to get so interesting here. After running close all lap, we're going to get the Zeppelin curve, the 3's strongest corner, but he's going to take it just a little bit wide, getting a little bit too much of the grass here, which is going to put him just further enough back for me to not have to worry about him going into turn 1 for this lap. But we still got 2 to go, and it's looking like we're going to stay close all the way to the end.
Come on, Rob, 2 to go. Stay focused. We can win this. You're in the lead.
I'm going to make a slight mistake here as I take just a little bit too much curb coming through turn 5, which is going to put the 3 even more in my rear view here, which is going to set up a lot of defending for the rest of the lap here. Coming out of McDonald's, 3 is going to get a better exit than me, so I'm going to preemptively take a defensive line on the inside to defend going into shell curve. But as the 3's run is not as strong as I thought, he's not able to get alongside, so I come back in front of the 3 as he gets right up on my bumper through shell curve. But as we're going to be coming to the white flag here at the end of this lap, I had to make it through the 3's strongest section of the track and make sure I get a good exit onto the front stretch. As we come out of a Zeppelin corner, I'm going to have a bad corner, and I'm immediately going to recognize that the 3 has the run out of the corner on me, and I'm going to choose to take the outside line going into turn 1, because I know the outside line for turn 1 is going to turn into the inside line for turn 2. The whole race has come to this. The winner will be decided right here. And it's going to end in fireworks as history repeats itself as me and the 3 come together into T1. It's going to be a flashback of the incident between the 3 and the 7 on lap 6. However, this time the 3's not getting away so clean as he goes for a wild ride and flips 3 times across my hood, ending his race right there. As we take a look back at the cause of the incident, it's going to be the 3 that takes just a little bit too much speed into turn 1. As we look at his line, we're going to see that he's pointing directly at the dirt of turn 2. It's going to be a very similar incident to that of the incident between the 7 and the 3 on lap 6, as the car on the inside is aimed at the apex of turn 2 instead of the outside for turn 2 where there's a change in tarmac. An example of how to go side by side through these corners, interestingly enough, comes from the 3 on lap 1, As we look at his car position, we can see that he's aimed at that change of tarmac coming into turn 2, giving enough space for Lightning McQueen on his right there, which is how it should have been taken both by the 7 and the 3 on these 2 incidents. But racing hard for the win, mistakes happen. It's easy to push just a little bit too hard, outbrake yourself just a little bit too much, go just a little too fast into the corner. Unfortunately for both the 7 and the 3, they're going to lose a lot on both of their mistakes, but we're going to win heavy off of it, as the first mistake allowed us to jump into the lead, and this mistake by the 3 is going to allow us to secure the victory, as we're going to come away pretty much unharmed from this incident and be able to coast home to the checkered flag.
There's an incident in hotel. It looks like it's Daniel.
Oh my god. I really don't know how I feel about that one. I'm not happy about it not being a clean win, but I don't know if I played that wrong. I mean, I have to watch the replay, see if I could have given more space, but I really don't. I'm on the inside. There's not much I could do there. There's not so much more room I could give him. I think he kind of cut across a little bit more on me than he should have, and kind of just what happens. I mean, it's close racing. Sucks to get 8x. I'll take the win though. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about that. It was my first win, season 4 of iRacing. First win in the sports car class since it's moved to the sports car class. That was a phenomenal race. A lot of action, a lot of fighting. I definitely was not the faster of those 3 cars, but I mean, I was fast enough to keep it there, fast enough to stay in the race, and then, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna really have to watch this replay to see if I think if that falls on me or not. As I said in the review of that incident, I believe the fault falls on the 3 there for not giving me enough space on his inside, but let me know what you think in the comments on both incidents with me in the 3 and the 7 in the 3. As we're going around the final 2 corners to the checker flag, we're gonna take home the win, which is gonna result in plus 93 I rating, moving us up to a 1270 in the sports car class. Unfortunately, our 8 incident points are going to result in a negative 0.51 safety rating change, bringing us down to a 1.53 safety rating. But regardless of the big safety rating hit, it still feels good to get my first victory in the sports car class.
Well done, Rob. Great win. You deserved that today.